Hello? Is that James?
Yeah, it's me.
There is a problem happening right now on YouTube.
Investment scams, they comment on a lot of YouTube investment videos.
Showing up on these videos.
Scams are happening right now.
It's a real problem that needs to be addressed before anyone else falls victim to what's going on.
Here's how it usually goes. You'll click on a video of mine, scroll through the comments, only to find a user by the name of Jani, or at least some variation of my name, responding to people with a WhatsApp number and encouraging the victim to message that number. These comments have absolutely swarmed my videos, and sometimes they don't just impersonate me. You might also see a generic comment with a lot of upvotes and replies which look like they're coming from real people with real profiles. Usually they're talking about investing or cryptocurrencies, but they'll always reference a guru that helped them make a lot of money, followed by that guru's number to contact. I've tried deleting and reporting the accounts, but I could spend an entire day deleting comments only to wake up the next morning to countless more, all the while wishing that there was something I could do to stop them. And then I had an idea. I wanted to meet my impersonators and scammers face to face.
You start with $500.
Have a talk with fine.
Get that with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
The predators were to become the prey.
Investment scams out there, they comment on a lot of YouTube investment videos.
I began by going over to my own channel, clicking on my most recent video, and diving into the comment section below. Within seconds, I found 3 different scammers impersonating me and responding to other comments. The first imposter went by the name of Jani, who replied to a comment advising someone to get into cryptocurrency with the aid of my supposed trusted trader, Roland Lurch, shortly followed with a WhatsApp number to contact. The second imposter responded to a comment thanking a viewer for their feedback and instructed them to message a number on WhatsApp that differed from the first. Although for all I knew, both imposters could have been part of the same operation. But there was one in particular who caught my eye. The third imposter went by the name of Pined by James Jane in a strange attempt to make it seem as if the comment was pinned by me. This imposter had been replying to multiple comments on my videos for days, and I decided they were going to be my target. From now on, we'll call this scammer Fake James. Equipped with a new number and a fake WhatsApp profile, I was ready to discover exactly what happened when someone tried to contact these scammers. It was time to meet my imposters beyond the comment section. I added their number into my phone, and immediately I was greeted with a generic profile picture. Looks like we've got the right number. Now, it was time for our first message. They've taken the bait. It wasn't long before Fake James tells me that they can help me earn amazing guaranteed profits. How? Through their Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining machines, of course. They then send me a block of text telling me that if I invest $500, it'll give me $5,500. If I invest $1,000, it'll give me $11,000. And if I invest $2,000, it'll give me $22,000. Fake James was offering me a money printing machine. But before handing over any money, I push to get Fake James, who remember is pretending to be me, on a voice call. And after some convincing, they agree. So far, it all sounds too good to be true and more than a little shady. So why would anyone fall for this? I've had people email and tweet at me telling me that they've contacted these scammers thinking that they were actually me or someone related to me. I was quick to judge, wondering why people could be so gullible. But then it dawned on me, these scammers are doing something very clever. They're hacking into basic human nature. Hello, is that James?
Yeah, it's me.
I'm a huge fan of your work. I appreciate you taking the time to go on the call with me.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Tell me about the investment, man. I wanna get rich. Let's get rich together.
You start with $500. You can get more than $5,000 in just 48 hours.
Wow. So how does it work then? Do I send it over to you?
Do you have a Bitcoin wallet?
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
So you send it to me after 48 hours, so I'll return it back to you.
I didn't give my imposter the money, but I did send them a photo of me, letting them know that we share the exact same name. My fun didn't stop there though. I grew more curious and began contacting other scammers in the comments. It became somewhat of an addiction, and the more I continued, the more bizarre things became. One comment thread on my video had tons of real comments, recommending an individual by the name of 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦. Greg was supposedly a trader offering to invest on my behalf, and after I made contact, he sent me a link to an actual website which appeared to be his own trading platform. In order to get started, I would need to deposit funds on it. Of course, those funds would have to be sent to a Bitcoin wallet, completely untraceable. Greg even sent me a link to his Facebook and Instagram profile, encouraging me to look at them. And that's when things took an interesting turn. Greg's profile featured the same individual in multiple pictures. His Facebook boasted devoted followers tagging him in their posts, thanking him for the success and profits they've now seen because of him. Greg's Instagram contained videos of him actually talking.
Alright guys, so I'm super excited. I'm super inspired.
There was just one problem. The Greg talking in the video had an American accent, and the Greg that was messaging me didn't.
You know, when it comes to investment like this, one needs to be sure.
Greg was likely using someone else's images on their social media profiles as bait. Motivated by all I had discovered so far, I continued my hunt, contacting more scammers in the comments.
Follow my instruction, everything will be fine.
Give us or your company or your bank account.
My name is Jani.
You can start with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
Wow. But a slow realization was creeping in. There were an infinite amount of scammers, either part of the same operation or multiple operations. Seeing what they were up to while using my own name was one thing, but I had no real way of stopping them. And so I retreated to Twitter and sent a tweet directly at YouTube asking how are they dealing with the scammers in the comments. No response. And then a glimmer of hope. I get a message from my buddy Richard, who runs the Plain Bagel YouTube channel, who I know has been struggling with these scammers as well. Richard refers me onto a man named 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦. And 𝗟𝗟𝗧, I find out, has created a software called SocialClean that connects with your YouTube channel. This software had its own algorithm for detecting scammer comments and getting rid of as many of them as possible. And so, with no other options left, I decided to give 𝗟𝗟𝗧'𝗦's creation a go. And for the most part, it works. Now, a quick disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by 𝗟𝗟𝗧'𝗦 or SocialClean, and from what I've heard, there are alternative options out there. It also costs money, although there is a free version of it available to use. Now, not all scammer comments had been removed by 𝗟𝗟𝗧'𝗦's algorithm, but the scammers were no longer able to post WhatsApp numbers for people to contact, so it seemed like a good option to keep my viewers safe. We had managed to solve the problem. Or so I thought. These scammers don't just inhabit the space of YouTube, they're on TikTok now as well. Strange comments flooding financial related TikToks, all doing a similar thing. And then I began receiving messages from others telling me that they've been contacted by me on Instagram, only it wasn't me. An imposter who had taken a username similar to my own, using my own profile picture and having purchased fake followers. Now they were messaging my followers in an attempt to swindle them out of their money. This wasn't about scammers in the YouTube comment section anymore. This was something much larger and parasitical. I don't remember who told me this or whether it's just common marketing advice, but if you see someone doing something over and over again, even if you think it's horrible advertising, it means it's working. I often thought when looking at these comments, surely nobody would fall for this, right? But of course, people are falling for it, because fundamentally these scammers are exploiting something that exists within all of us, something that is embedded in our code as humans. You know how some sitcoms have a canned laughter track that plays when someone makes a joke?
Yes.
From what I can tell, most people don't like laughter tracks. They sound forced, it feels patronizing, it interrupts the flow of the scene, but they're there because they work. It's been documented that canned laughter tracks actually help make bad jokes funnier. Hearing others laugh, even though we know it's fake, encourages us to find things funny as well. It acts as social proof. Typically, when unsure of how to act in a social situation we've not encountered before, we take cues from people around us, especially when it's someone we'd like or we trust. It's why before purchasing a product we haven't purchased before, we look at the reviews first. It's why brands choose to have influencers promote their products, because we're more likely to buy based on the recommendation of someone we trust over a regular advert. This is the secret that allows these scammers and imposters to continue. When impersonating me, they are leveraging any trust that people might have for me and using it against them. When you see those generic comments with a bunch of upvotes, your brain is tricked into thinking that many of these people are in support of this person. Then, as you read the replies, you're further led to believe that these are real people having a real conversation. And when multiple accounts are recommending a particular broker or financial advisor, you're given even more social proof. What makes things worse is that some of these scammers target financial related content because they're aware that most people don't know how to invest their money in stocks or cryptocurrencies. It's an unfamiliar environment. So when Jani responds to your comment telling you to send him a message on WhatsApp where he proceeds to show you how much money you can make with him, you're more inclined to believe. One of the scammers I contacted, who went by the name of Laura, even sent me over a few videos that were supposed to be testimonials from her clients.
I'm very grateful, thank you. I appreciate it a lot. You helped me out right now.
All y'all gotta do is do what she say. Go with the steps.
Invest on it and you will see your money.
Now, suppose you didn't use YouTube a lot, or you'd never seen these scammer comments before, and perhaps you were in a desperate situation financially. These testimonials would be incredibly convincing. Of course, this scam is built up from fabricated information that is used to give the impression of social proof. These testimonials are likely taken from other corners of the internet and cut out of context. The Jani responding to comments or sending messages to my followers on Instagram isn't the real me. The upvotes on the generic comments are from bots and the responses come from other fake accounts. And that was the realization that I had to come to terms with, that I can't eradicate these scammers. And whilst 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦 had helped clear out many scammer comments in my own videos, it can't prevent scammers in the comments of other channels. Even if YouTube were to somehow find a way of detecting and getting rid of these scammers, they would show up in other ways and other platforms, as we've already seen them do. In order to prevent us from being the victim, we have to be able to distinguish when social proof is legitimate or being used in a misleading and fabricated way. Now, I made this video because I was tired of seeing my viewers be bombarded by my imposters, thinking that this could actually be me trying to rope them in and con them. But ultimately, the only real way for us to stop these scammers is to understand why we fall for them in the first place.
My name is Jani.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
Some people are falling for these scams.
Measures could be put in place so that this doesn't happen to anybody else.
It's not a scam. I guarantee you it's not a scam.
Hello my friends, and thank you for watching to the end of the video. Before you click off, I do want to say if you catch any of the scammers in the comments, there should be fewer of them, but if you do, give them a little slap on the wrist and make sure people know that this is a scam, etc, etc. But look, if you enjoyed the video, do give it a like, do subscribe to the channel. I promise to bless your feed with good content. I really appreciate all of you. I maybe sometimes don't get to say this as much with the amount of uploads I do on the channel, but I really do appreciate all of you who watch the content and enjoy it. If you do want to see some extra stuff, behind the scenes content, Q&As with me, video editing tutorials, all of that stuff, I have a Patreon. Go and subscribe. It's an awesome place over there. If you really do want to support the channel, that is the place to go. Otherwise, I wish you all the best rest of the day, my friends. As always, hand to head, salute.
So many days is yet to come. Too many times has come to pass.